everyone. We are getting ready to do an awesome little sneak peek interview behind the scenes of Alexon McLean, who I had the pleasure of interviewing recently on the Breath of Gold Festival, which will be happening very, very soon. So I'm so looking forward to this, and I see she's ready. Let's see here, Allison. Hello, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. For anyone here listening, Allison is an incredible spiritual business coach. I have had the honor of meeting you in person at an
Yes.
event in DC, and you have done incredible work. And what I really love about you and why I'm excited for people to meet you is that you really blend the spirituality with the practical, which I think so many people need. So I'd love for you
Yes.
to share just like a little bit about your story for anyone, for my audience that might be seeing you here for the first time.
Sure. Yeah, I'm a business coach for wellness entrepreneurs. I coach on strategy and mindset, which is all about embodying because sometimes I teach a lot on Instagram, for example. And for myself, I used to have a lot of fears and imposter syndrome. Yet I knew that my audience was on Facebook or Instagram, and I had a lot of hesitations to show up. For example, when I was a physical therapist, wanting to really bring yoga into my practice, and I had my own brick and mortar, this was like 10, 15 years ago. When yoga physical therapy wasn't as popular at the time, or there wasn't as much science to back it up. And I actually had mentors, physical therapy mentors, and colleagues tell me, like, don't bring yoga into your practice. You're just going to hurt people.
Wow.
And I'm hypermobile. They're like, you should stop yoga yourself. You're just going to hurt yourself. And so I was really afraid to show up online, afraid of, being judged by them, afraid of being criticized. I kind of felt like, no, this was a little over dramatized, but sometimes that's what our brains and nervous systems do. I felt like it was like I was going to post something about yoga and physical therapy and mindset and nervous system and how it all can help with healing. And it was like going to be like a witch hunt, like someone was going to tell the physical therapy board, and I wasn't going to be allowed to
That's so funny.
like post about that kind of stuff. So the point is, I didn't show up because I had all these fears, and I had the strategy, right? I had the tools, and I had the audience. All I had to do was get over my own hurdles and my own mindset and my own fears. And that's where I really learned the importance of like working with the nervous system, honoring what we're feeling and why, and learning how to create safety for ourselves so that we can implement any strategy that we are being taught. So, in the Breathwork Festival, we've recorded a lesson on how to embody confidence. And that can be one of the steps in shifting your energy if you feel stuck in a certain way. And it might be, maybe you feel stuck in your career and you know that a different job might be the path for you, or you're stuck as a mom and you know that a different type of parenting style might work better for you and your children, but you're caught in the same old routine. Or you're an entrepreneur and you do have strategies and you want to show up more visibly as a breath work and facilitator and guide. What this lesson can help you to do is shift from fears or maybe imposter syndrome, or the uncertainty of unknown that happens when shifting to something new or doing something new. So you're able to shift your energy from doubt and confusion to one of confidence. So then you can take that small next step to get you to where you want to go. So that's what has been really lighting me up these days. Anyways.
Yes. Amazing. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing. And I think you hit the nail on the head with something that you said, that you had all the tools, you had the capability to help people, but that you were too afraid to show up. And
Mhm.
sometimes I feel like for me personally, fear doesn't always really ever go away. We just get comfortable
Yes.
with the fear and we move with it anyways. Like there's times where I'm still afraid, to do things in my business that I've done many times. And it's like, why am I afraid of this? I've done this so much, but the fear is there, but we learn how to move with it anyways. And so can you speak into that? Because I think it is maybe an illusion that we're just going to learn how to like never be afraid, but fear does keep us safe. So how can we show up consistently for people here watching who might like show up, and then they like retract. And maybe it's like
Yeah.
months, like they post and then they ghost, or they never look at the
Right.
comments. They're just afraid of what people will say.
Yeah. 100%. I love this. I think sometimes this works with like nervous system patterns too. We think we're going to eradicate something and then it shows up in sneaky ways. And it's just reminding ourselves that we're human beings. We have a nervous system that's designed to keep us safe, and fear is one of those things. And it might not be lions, tigers, and bears that we're afraid of here in our modern society, but it is, writing that email or making that call to action in your next workshop to the next step of working with you. And for me personally, if I can prepare myself to know that, okay, the fear is going to be there. I just prepare myself ahead of time. I'm like, most likely I'm going to feel super uncomfortable when I do this. Like every time I lead a workshop and I do come to the end of the workshop where I'm going to make the call to action to the next step, I still feel fearful, nervous, uncomfortable. But I remind myself that's normal. I can feel it. I can use the breath. I can shift the energy also to what I want to feel in the moment instead, confidence. And for me, it's the capacity to feel both. Feel the fear and the like little shakiness and the discomfort of, maybe being judged or feeling vulnerable, and also bringing in this other emotion too, like confidence or courage or an empowerment, whatever, resonates with you as most, and learning how to feel both in your body in the moment. And that's what allows me to continuously show up and be present.
Yeah, I love that. The simultaneous moment of feeling more than one thing and
Yeah.
identifying them. And oftentimes people say fear doesn't feel any different than excitement.
Mm.
And many times we are excited to do things in business, but we're also fearful. Like we want to be seen, but there's also this fear of what if people judge me? What if it's not okay? What if it's not safe? And yeah, I think that this is a really beautiful reminder. So how is it that you feel that mindfulness, spirituality, connection with breath can really support people that are spiritual entrepreneurs that do want to show up more and really want to take action? Like talking to the people listening here right now who have some big plans and maybe they just feel like they're stalling. They're not really taking the action in the timeline that they want to be in.
Yeah. I mean, it comes back to what type of practitioner, who are, the practitioner that you want to be. It's the who. It's becoming the who of leading your community. So, meaning if you're hesitant to do things and you're having trouble shifting your own energy, then as a leader, you'll show up in terms of guiding your own community a little bit more hesitant as well, which then has a trickle down effect of causing your audience to sometimes be hesitant. So they're coming to calls saying, well, I do want to work with you, but maybe in the future. Or they're not signing up for your email list, or they are coming into your programs, but they are hesitant to take action. So sometimes it's reminding ourselves, like when we show up first, when we gives ourselves the capacity to handle uncomfortable emotions and learn how to show up with them, regardless of them, then that gives our audience and our community permission to do the same. You become the leader that truly guides them from even before they even pay you a cent, from just watching you now, they're showing up confidently to
Mm,
all the way now being in your program. You'll have so many, when you're able to show up and step into fear or make hard changes in your day to day that are different than what you did before, And because all your clients or who you're interacting with in your world um, will have the same challenges that of doing something different, showing up in a different way. And if you can say, oh, I've been there too, I felt that way as well, and here's what I did instead, then you're creating safety for them to follow you and
Mhm.
then do make the changes for themselves as well.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And what is it that you teach your clients in terms of feeling safe in their nervous system to take action? I think a lot of times people are afraid to do their first launch. There's a lot of emotions that come up. I always say that spiritual entrepreneurship is like a very fast track to personal growth and development because it's going
Yeah.
to, have you take actions that are going to stretch you and challenge you. But how is it that they can like ideally not burn out after doing something like launching
Mm.
something and to really expand their capacity to do something that they may not be used to doing, like showing up daily, where that might feel challenging. Maybe they have a lot of thoughts in their head, like, I don't feel like it, I don't want to put on makeup, like whatever it may be.
Yeah. Well, number one, strategically, it depends on it depends on how you work. So it's knowing how you work. If you do well with plans and plans give you safety and guidance and you have a process to follow, map it out. If you're a person that does well under pressure and kind of on the whim where it doesn't spin you out and it's not an energy leak, then do that. So it's knowing how you work first of all. And then, second of all, I call it planning for failure because inevitably, when you're launching something new or any launch, there is risk of failure. And it doesn't have to mean that the whole launch fails, meaning you don't get the number of signups that you want. It could just mean that things are slower in the beginning. You do a webinar and you don't get as many registrants, or you send out emails and the open rates aren't quite what you want, or the click rates aren't. So there could be micro disappointments along the way. And often where the energy leak is not so much in the doing of the action once you have the plan and you can map it out in a sustainable way. It's often what our nervous systems and our brain make the failure mean. Meaning, if no one's opening or showing up to your webinars the way that you would like, your brain might make it mean that the whole launch will now be a failure. Or it might mean that your brain might make it mean that no one wants your program, or all these other kind of stories and thoughts that might come up in your mind. So then what happens is you start showing up less. I have a coach, she called it micro quitting. Like with
Mhm.
all these small disappointments, you start micro quitting on yourself because of what story or what your brain made them mean. But instead, you have another option is if you can recognize, oh, I'm just handling a failure right now, or I'm having a disappointment. This didn't go the way that I would hope. So you can identify and label it or catch yourself in that moment. And you can say, all right, all this is data. All I'm doing is an experiment right now. My hypothesis of sending X email with this certain subject line, it was an incorrect hypothesis. Actually, my audience doesn't resonate with this subject line, or I can't tell you the number of launches where I've made a whole workshop registration page with a title and all the things and have promoted it, and I've gotten no registrants. And usually if the copy or the messaging lands, I'll get people that register right away. And if I get no registrants right at that moment for, a day, 24 hours, if I have no one register, I have a choice. I can make it mean that no one wants this particular workshop. My launch is going to go horribly and no one's going to sign up for my program. Or I can say, oh, this is just data to say that the messaging is not landing, and I can tweak it. And so what I do is I go and I tweak the headline and I tweak the first section of copy, because usually the longer messaging stays somewhat similar. The headline's most important. If I can change that and then go back and try again, I usually, there's been so many times where then the webinar takes off and I get a lot of registrants. But I could have stopped and then no one would have seen the webinar in the first place and my launch would have gone bad. So it's the ability to recognize that sometimes failures is just an opportunity to evaluate the data So then you can just try again. It doesn't mean that you're a failure and no one wants what you have to offer.
Hmm. Yes, I love this. I love how you see it through the mindset lens, but also the strategy lens, right? Like sometimes we have a subject line that's not hitting, it doesn't really resonate with the people that we have in our audience, and it doesn't really mean anything about us. It's just data to let us know that, okay, something didn't resonate here and to shift. And really, what I'm hearing you say is if you don't take any action, then you won't have any lessons to know what works or what doesn't work. So it's so crucial to
Mhm.
take action. And I love this. You always have so much wisdom. And I would love for you to share a little bit about like your favorite points of what we covered in your interview that we had last week that'll be airing on Monday about,
Mhm.
spirituality, starting a business, being purposeful with what you do and aligned with your mission.
Yeah, so if you are wanting to make this shift faster to being able to get out of your own head or your stories or create more safety in your own nervous system, to be able to analyze data or make changes or do something big like a launch, then that's what we're covering in the lesson, is the ability to create that shift within yourself, to go from being uncomfortable or feeling fear and allowing it to stop you versus feeling fear, the discomfort, and acknowledging it, and now having a tool using breath work and embodiment practice to be able to show up and do whatever it is that you want to do. So I actually walk you through a process on how to do that and find it in your body and then feel it, so then you can go forward.
Beautiful. Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And I loved our interview so much. I love the embodiment practice, the visualization that you walked us through. And I highly recommend that you all opt in. It's a free event. So make sure to join. It'll be the 9th, 10th, and 11th of June. And you can send a message to me or to Allison after
Mhm.
this and ask for the link. It's called the Breath of Gold Festival. We have Breathwork Daily. And yeah, it's going to be powerful. We have 18 incredible speakers. You are one of them. And I'm excited for people to learn from you.
Yeah, yeah, I actually just put the link up in my Instagram stories right now. So if you just click on my bio, it's right there and you can get signed up right now. Real easy, real easy.
Yes,
Or message me too. Either way.
beautiful. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Mhm.
And I hope to see you all at the Breath of Gold Festival.
Yeah, thank you for
Yes,
hosting and doing this
thank
work.
you. I'll
Yeah.
see you soon.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.